Welcome to episode 105 of Sketching Up. It's going to be a quick one, but it's going to be a fun one. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to Schnabel Studios on YouTube. You can find this. You can find Mad Props. You can find Southern Hospitality. New Mad Props coming out. We'll get to that in a second. Follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Sketching Up Podcast, and on Facebook, just Sketching Up. You can also follow Schnabel Studios on everything that you get social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. You follow us on all of them there. Schnabel Studios, Schnabel Studios. Go follow us. Go message us. Go reach out to us. All that stuff. There'll be a new Mad Props coming out this Friday. Definitely go check that out. It'll be on the Schnabel Studios YouTube page or wherever you get your podcast. Just search Mad Props. And 2 weeks ago now, we had a new Southern Hospitality. It was all about the villains. I don't know if we said that last time. Kyle kind of gave us an update, but it was all about the villains. It was definitely a good listen. Go check that out if you haven't already. I think I sped through everything quick enough. So why don't we just get right to the titles and we'll get back into it. This is Sketching Up, episode 105. Let's go. We're back for another episode of Sketching Up. I said earlier this might be a little bit of a quicker one, but it's going to be a good one. We're going to talk a little bit about Spider-Man. We're going to get into that in a second. We're also going to give you updates on the bracket. I got a big update for the bracket, so this is going to be fun for some people and disappointing for others. But Matt, Kyle here with me. How you guys doing? How's it going? How we feeling? What are we up to?
What's going on,
questions,
boys?
Small talk.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Just getting ready for big Thanksgiving this week. I'm driving.
Oh, yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy
tomorrow.
Thanksgiving. Yeah. So, but I'm going down to Maryland to go with my parents. Flew in from San Diego, and we're all driving down to go to my girlfriend's place in Maryland. So that'll be fun. Other than that, just working the grind, reading comic books. You know, my comic book wall's almost complete. You see that?
I see it's growing.
It's growing. It's getting there. It's looking good. But yeah, no, that's it. What are you doing, Kyle? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Now, before we get to Kyle, so you have in the top right corner left, if you're looking at it, you have a, what are those called? The pop figures?
Yes.
Is it the price tag that's still on it there? Is that the orange price tag?
Orange price tag.
Other way.
This one?
Other way. Other direction.
This one?
Over your other shoulder. Yeah, that one.
No, it was a Hot Topic exclusive.
Oh, like from here, it literally. You know what? Let me stop. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
clip this because
clip it.
That is not. It's not even on your thing. That's the recording bubble in my top left corner.
It's not even on it.
It's not even on it. It's the little red recording because now I just looked at everybody's and I'm like, oh, we all have one.
No,
I was gonna say like you didn't even take the price tag.
Because
apparently not.
It's yellow. Like the thing is yellow. So I was like, oh, that's the Hot Topic sticker that says it's a Hot Topic exclusive. It's from the other world where Bruce Wayne gets shot and his father becomes Batman.
I got you.
And that's his mother.
Yeah.
That's Martha, who turns into the Joker. So I got that one. I forgot Batman Hush.
We're also an alternative world where I'm just really dumb, apparently.
No, that's this world. That's this world. That's not an alternative world.
That's this world. Apparently.
Don't try to pass this off as a multiversal world.
One.
That's you. That's you.
You know, I'm kind of jealous if there's a multiverse because
you want to see this
Sure.
bad boy.
Let's see it.
It's Robin on the Robin cycle. Do you know what this is? This is a
Robin on the Robin cycle.
No, this is a McDonald's toy from 1993.
Wow, that's when I was born.
Jeez, that was when I was born.
Yep, I'm all older than you guys.
Yeah, me too.
You're older than us?
Yeah.
How much older? You only like so you're probably only like what, 32, 33 tops?
Dude, he's 57.
Fucking beat it.
I'm Colombian, so I look a lot younger than I actually am. So yeah.
That's true. Kyle's just we're already off to a hot start. All right, let's get back.
Oh,
on track
and
here.
since
So-
we're talking about Spider-Man, I do want to shout out
Yeah.
to my one Spider-Man comic I have here.
Shout out to Spidey.
It was drawn by Todd McFarlane, and it is actually, you can't see it on the screen. You'd have to zoom in, but it's an Italian comic. It's written fully in Italian.
Italiano.
I do.
That's amazing. That's
I
awesome.
gotta
Shout
break
to
out.
Todd.
I have an amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 that's written all in Norwegian. I found it when I was in Norway. And so I kept that bad boy. I love that.
I just, it's kind of on topic, but kind of off topic. All right.
A little bit.
If we had a draft, if we had a draft, would Todd go number 1 for hardest names to have? Todd's a tough name to have.
Yeah, Todd's
right?
such a vanilla name.
Todd's a tough one.
It's such a vanilla name.
I would like you hear someone named Todd, you're like, oh, like it just doesn't roll. It doesn't even roll off the tongue. Todd.
See, I don't know, bruh. See, because like one of my coaches' name was Todd.
That's what I think
And,
of, though. I think of like a dad coaching
Coach Todd.
Coach Todd, who's
Coach
just
Todd.
Like,
who's
Wilbur
living
was my
through
guy.
his players. Who lives through his players?
Yeah.
Who wears like tight ass shorts, a tight ass shirt, and you're like, I don't ever want to be too close to Coach Todd.
See, okay, Wellborn was my guy. I rocked with Wellborn. Wellborn was like the real.
Is it Todd
like, he was-
Wellborn? His name's Todd
Yeah.
Wellborn, but you didn't call him
Yeah.
Todd. You called him Wellborn. It's Wellborn.
No, I called him Wellborn. His name was Todd.
Because he
bro.
told everybody
I'm
to call
on
him by his last name because he hates Todd.
Yeah, he said, call me
He
Wellborn.
called me Wilbur. It's a lot
Well,
better.
no, he was my coach in high school. I couldn't call him Todd. You know what I'm
Look
saying?
how
That'd
you-
be kinda
wait, first of all-
disrespectful.
No one wants to be
Look
called
how you
Todd.
just said
Yeah, you just said it so
Look how you
bad
just said
that no one
I
wants to
would
be
call
called
Todd.
Todd.
Well,
They call him
Todd.
Todd.
You know what I'm saying?
Who the hell
Like,
calls
you
him
gotta
Todd?
realize, bro. Like, you gotta realize, bro. I grew up with the bad kids, so like our names wasn't like I had the weirdest name. Like, do you know how much time I got made fun of because of my first name, bro? Like
Kyle.
all my friends had like crazy names. Like outside of my friend, like my friend TJ does have a crazy government name. His first name is Roger.
It's a government name.
Wait,
I will
Well, his
say,
so
we
government
have,
is-
how is he called? Why do you
we
call
as a
him?
podcast may have the most basic names.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, Matt, and Todd.
Yeah.
Or Todd. And Kyle. Todd. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I think we all have like just very generic names. But I want to go back to
Yeah.
his name's Roger, but you call him TJ.
Yeah.
How do you get to
So-
TJ from
Oh,
Roger?
I didn't even hear that part. I didn't even hear
I'm
that
so
part.
lost. How do you get from
Oh,
Roger
God.
to TJ?
Oh God, he's gonna be so mad at me. He's gonna be so mad at me if he hears this.
Good.
dude.
Good.
He's gonna be so
I'm
mad at
gonna
me.
clip this.
This is my best friend, dude. This is my
How do you
dog.
get there?
Like TJ is my dog. Like he's really my dog. I gotta preface that because he gonna definitely cuss
Do
me
I
out
rank
after
ahead
he
of him or behind him
Ooh.
in your friend
Oh
list?
God. You answer quickly.
Y'all are equal.
You're equal with like
Equal.
3 people now.
I'm below
No,
Chris. I'm below dope Chris Taylor.
Yeah.
so we put that
We
on.
put
the
that on there.
No.
Oh,
There's
I met
tears,
Chris
bro.
Taylor.
There's tears.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Because I have
Schnapps.
every-
Wait,
No.
Schnapps. I met
He's
Chris.
the man.
I met Chris, and
Yeah.
you're below him in my book now.
Yeah, he's the man. I'm not surprised. He's dope. He's dope Chris Taylor.
Oh, okay. So here's what's funny. TJ is Chris's brother.
No fucking way.
Oh, roommate.
Yes. Okay. So this is what's gonna make it even funnier. So TJ's real name is Roger Wayne Taylor Jr.
Where do you get the T?
Oh, so you was Taylor Jr.
Oh, he
Taylor
goes
Jr.
Taylor
TJ.
Jr.
That
TJ.
makes a lot of sense.
Ah.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of
And
sense.
so like every time he would make me mad when I was in high school, I'd be like, "Shut up, Roger." Right? And it would instantly start a fight. Instantly. What'd you
That's
say?
amazing.
This
You know,
just makes me
instantly.
think of the episode when in Always Sunny when the gang goes to their high school reunion and they all have to wear name tags and we all know the character Mac for so long and we don't know his actual
Yeah.
real name and he's like, oh no, like no one calls me that, no one would know me by my real name, like he's like, no, you gotta wear it, he's like, no, I don't think, he's like, no, everyone else is wearing it, you gotta wear it. So he puts it on and he reveals it, and his name is Ronald McDonald. And,
No, sir.
and the
No,
rest
sir.
of the episode
No,
was
sir.
like, "Oh, Ronald McDonald, how you doing?"
So
That's great.
yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
But I'm
okay.
doing well. I'm doing well.
You're
I'm
doing
doing well.
well.
You know,
What are you doing for
I'm doing
Thanksgiving?
well. Kind of psychotic,
It's
but I'm doing well.
what are you doing for
Huh?
Thanksgiving?
Well, you know, Thanksgiving is like mac and cheese season. You know that, right?
It's a top tier. So
It's mac and
before you
cheese
go,
season, bro.
I just want to
Yeah.
say, because you're saying the food and mac and cheese. So at the Six Man Show, which is a great podcast, if you don't listen to it, Luke, who's one of the hosts, does a Thanksgiving food bracket every year.
Mm,
Mac and cheese, mashed potatoes had a buy. Do you agree with that?
yeah,
Like first
Oh,
round
bro.
bye for mashed potatoes,
100%.
mac
dog,
and
it
cheese.
should-
They're the
mac
only
and
two
cheese
that had
should
a
have
I
buy.
would say
well marked.
if anybody else would need a buy
It's so good.
is stuffing.
Ooh, yeah, stuff. That's the thing.
What?
Like
Here's-
I'm
You
very
guys aren't
between
even
on
good
that stuff.
Okay,
stuff
okay.
in there.
Wait. Here's what I will say. It
Listening.
depends on who's making the
That's
stuff.
fair.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey,
I was thinking
I grew up in an
Okay,
Italian
okay.
household. We know how to make stuffing. We know how to do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
here
but-
we go.
Some
I
people
like
do,
this.
some
Thank you,
people
man.
don't. I agree.
Let's do this. No. This is not even going to be like a crazy culture war, but I just want to say something. Like, I'm going to expose my brother real fast. So I'm exposing my friends and family today. So
Yeah.
since we're talking about Thanksgiving,
We're just
brother,
continuing the energy.
Yep.
100%. My brother, I have 3 older brothers and 2 older sisters.
Okay.
One of my two of my older brothers have weird food things that they do, but I have a weird food thing too. So let me stop talking. So one of my brothers likes sweet mac and cheese, and for the life of me, ever since, bro, I swear to God, ever since I've known this joker, he's like sweet mac and cheese, and I used to be
How
like,
do you make mac and cheese
like-
sweet?
well,
Brown sugar.
it's like you have it regular, but he'll put a little sugar in it when he makes it, so it's like kind of sweet. So it's like
Regular
slight. So
sugar
it
or
like
brown
Mac
sugar?
and cheese should be savory, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it should be
That's
savory.
why I'm thinking if you put
Oh, no.
brown sugar in, like it still wouldn't do it, but it would make more
Yeah.
sense, right? Like because
Wait,
I
you
don't
put
I
some
don't
regular
know.
sugar?
He's a weirdo.
He puts
Huh?
regular sugar in it,
crystal sugar.
not
Yeah.
brown sugar.
That's disgusting.
He does it while he cooks it.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
weird.
Well, he cooks it, so
It's weird.
everybody now has to have it.
Well, no, he always. Well, here's the deal. Here's what always happens. Luckily,
clip
I'm not
that.
gonna lie to
Clip
you.
that. I
Luckily-
love that. So everyone has to have it. The fuck is that?
Yes, literally. So, so what ended up happening is, I love my mom and my godmother for this every year. They would make him his own little his little weirdo mac and cheese, and then us who are regular eat the regular.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, like, I love him to death, but God, I talk about him every year. Every year I talk about him to his face.
That
That
is
shit.
very
I have to.
Yeah, I can't do that. That's like that doesn't seem right. Like I don't know.
I can't do it.
Did,
Not
did
for the life
anyone
of
here
me.
see? Did anyone here see Modern Family?
Yeah, I love my
The
Yeah,
show
I watched
Modern
that show.
Yeah, I
Family.
love that show.
Okay.
Yes.
Does anyone know if the salt and chocolate milk is actually a real thing?
That
something
is a
the
real
writers
thing.
Made up as a running joke.
That is a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a real
What's
thing.
always
wait,
wondered. I
wait,
never
they did
tried it.
what?
So you put salt,
salt
in mac
in
and
chocolate milk?
chocolate milk. So like think about
No,
it.
chocolate milk.
Yeah, in your chocolate milk. Like think about it as like a chocolate pretzel. Like you have the salty and sweet. together.
Yeah,
That's pretty much.
I don't want
pretzels
that to be a
That's
drink.
pretty much what it is. Is that it's like a chocolate pretzel. It's salty and sweet at the
Weird
same time.
drink.
But just don't think about it.
because it's like a
Weird
running
Don't.
joke.
But Kyle, don't think of it as like you're putting a shit ton of salt. You take what they do, and I
It's
didn't.
like a teaspoon.
Yeah, but I didn't know this. I learned this from my girlfriend. It's called finishing salt. So it's salt you don't cook with. It's salt you don't put in when you're cooking or
You put
mixing
it in
anything. You put it in last as a topper. Like you sprinkle like sprinkles on ice cream.
Okay.
It's not in the ice cream.
Okay.
It's on top.
I've
And
seen
you
that
do
in
that,
restaurants.
and that's when I looked it up. That's what they do. They use finishing salt once you put in either chocolate milk or hot cocoa, and you just put a little bit in, and then that gives you that salty and sweet combination where it's not like
Maybe I'll have to try that.
you don't
Okay,
make
that sounds
it
good.
doesn't taste super salty and it doesn't taste super sweet. It's a good mix of the two.
Okay, it's kind of like salted caramel.
Yeah, it's like salted caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Okay.
It's a good
Let me
example.
stop talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have
It's, yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's not
give it
like
a try.
salted caramel.
To be honest, I've never tried it, but when I read about it, I was like, oh, this makes sense. It would be good.
I do like a cup of chocolate milk. I like lots of them, but I really enjoy it when I work out. It's really good for you after you work out. So maybe I get the almond milk. That's almond chocolate milk.
Oh,
Let me
it's
tell
really
you, if you want
good.
something
It's
that's
really good.
smooth.
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
really
god.
good.
it's so
Yeah.
creamy.
Almond milk
There's
is
the
litty,
dark
bro.
chocolate too. The dark chocolate one. Oh man,
I don't
It's-
like-
I think
Yes,
it's better than regular
sir.
chocolate milk.
I don't drink
It's
a
so
lot
much
of
better than
almond
regular
milk,
chocolate
but the
Err.
chocolate almond milk was very good. Okay.
So
gonna say
good.
that.
It's so unbelievably good. So maybe I'll have to try that next time. Let's go back to
Sorry.
what this
Oh wait,
podcast is
but
about.
we didn't get to ask you, Chris. What are you doing for Thanksgiving since you're in a completely new
yeah.
state? What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. My girlfriend and I will probably have dinner, and
Ooh.
we won't do too much. We're not going home or anything like that. So I've had a couple of Friendsgivings and just small Thanksgivings the last couple of years because I've been all over the map.
Mhm.
So I haven't really
Mhm.
been around. So not too much. I have, like I said, Mad Props will be coming out that Friday. That's recording for a little behind the scenes. That's recording when you're listening right now. It's probably recording during some of you listening or the same day as this coming out. So that's the kind of stuff. I'm not really doing too much. I got some people here. We're going to play basketball maybe if the gym is open in that morning. So,
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
literally nothing.
Ah, there you go.
I could have
That's
just said
beautiful.
nothing and it would have been the same as the
Look,
answer.
I
just gave.
see Thanksgiving as in my mind, it's a day of rest. Like you just eat and chill out.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Thanksgiving
Chill.
should be something that's going crazy. Like you just chill out, relax. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, so ever since I lost my weight, I don't like to overeat, and especially on Thanksgiving because it's the overeat holiday.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's for. Like we're talking about mac and cheese and mashed potatoes for God's sake.
Yeah.
Those are two heavy things. So like when I was bigger, of course I liked it because I liked eating and there's lots of good food. But now it's like I enjoy the good food and I try to eat less of it. So it's not really a holiday that I the only thing that's good about Thanksgiving is Christmas is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And whether you celebrate, whether you don't celebrate, whether you love whatever you
It's
have,
the holiday
best
season.
part about Christmas
It's the holiday
is
season.
the season. It's like a month long.
Yeah, the month
You
long
know
of just
the year's
being
winding
enjoy
down.
and just
You get time off.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
2 weeks time off, 1 week time off.
Yeah.
So it's super nice.
Yeah, see, you can be all good to yourself during Christmas. During Thanksgiving, I just tell myself, we are just going to have to drink a lot of fiber and then, drink a laxative in the morning. I just go nuts on the sweets and mac and cheese. Period. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tell
Kyle,
myself,
I'm not
hey,
gonna lie.
I'm gonna
That,
work out.
gonna go-
Kyle, that just sounded like you eat sweet mac and cheese after again. You're like, I just eat sweet mac and cheese and then take a laxative, and that's it.
No,
wait,
But I know you
we're
meant
not gonna
sweets
touch
and
and
mac and
cheese.
cheese.
That's not the part I took from this. He just said he overstuffs himself, then takes a laxative the next day to get it all out.
Chris,
Read this
schnapps. Champions know how to win. Okay, that's what it is. Champions know
Listen,
how
first
to
of all,
win.
I would say that's the equivalent to taking steroids. All right, if you need to take supplements to clear out, you shouldn't be doing it.
Look, bro. Look, bro.
Look,
Let me
look,
tell you
Roger
something.
Goodell. All right, look, Roger Goodell.
All right.
Definitely not Roger
If
Goodell.
if
Now
you
it's
don't
steroids.
if you don't like it, then write a rule about it. Right now, it's fair game.
Okay.
Listen,
That's
if
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
commissioner of Thanksgiving, there'd be a lot of rule changes. I'll tell you right now.
All I'm saying is, player, my stomach is going to be in heaven in the morning. You are hating
Not
when
for
they play
long.
y'all.
It won't be. Your stomach won't be feeling good for long if you're telling me how you clear it out.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Every
Stomach.
year, Kyle gives himself a new toilet because he cracks it on the day after Thanksgiving.
It destroys the last one.
He's like, it's
all right.
It's a new year. It's a new year. New toilet coming in.
Chris
I'm gonna
Taylor's
get
like,
heated
it's so
feet.
weird. It's so weird. Colin made this tradition of coming over every Friday morning after Thanksgiving.
He just
He
keeps
comes
coming
over
to
to
my
the house.
house.
I don't get why.
And then a week later, I have to call a plumber, and he has to go through all my pipes. I just don't know what he's doing.
Oh man, Kyle, there's no way you could have thought you would say that, and it would just
Just
roll
go on by.
There's
Come on,
no
man.
way.
I take a laxative.
I want to ask Kyle a question to get back on track, but he's kind of leaning back. He just finished Spider-Man. How do I transition?
Yeah,
this?
he just did.
finished
Just keep
Spider-Man.
going. It's just going.
Yeah,
Finish
keep
Spider-Man.
going.
He just finished Spider-Man.
How we doing
I'm
over
a wild
there?
boy. I keep
You're a
trying to
wild-
tell y'all, boy, I'm a wild boy. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
you're
did
wild,
finish
man. You're wild. You do wild things like overstuff yourself and then have to clear it out.
Wild thing. All right, I'm sorry. I did finish Spider-Man.
Yeah, you called me during it
ahead.
and you finished Spider-Man. So what was your overall thought of the story? What did you think?
Get myself back together. All right. Honestly, I liked it. Now, the biggest gripe I got with it, hey, bro, if the people from whomever made this game,
If you haven't finished the game, by the way,
Spoiler.
turn it off or skip ahead because there's gonna be spoilers. For the game. Go
what is
ahead.
this called? Spoiler warning. I'm going to spoil the game for you. I'm just letting you know.
What is this
Spoiling
called?
the game for you.
Spoiler.
Skip this part. Skip about a smooth 45 seconds. And I'll be over
All
with
right.
my rant.
No.
All right.
We're gonna talk about the game for more than 45 seconds.
Oh well. You're getting spoiled.
He already took a laxative, so it's going to be quick.
I never said they were quick. I just said they were.
He's
quick.
prepping for Thanksgiving.
Time for Thanksgiving.
It's
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know
bro.
how,
You gotta go on the fast.
yeah, you know how a team gets ready for the game.
Yeah. Kyle,
practicing
this is
every
him.
day right
Just
now.
quick.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm taking a lot of fiber lately, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Feeling real clear. Real clear.
He's like, this
okay.
year I'm not gonna need no supplements. I'm doing it natural.
Oh no. Oh no, for real.
Then
for
he
real.
gets to
Oh
the
yeah, I got
day.
some fiber.
My trainer told me
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need these performance-enhancing drugs, and I believed him.
I don't need performance enhancing drugs.
Nah, no more.
Not no more. I've met with my Buddha. I've gotten very zen about this, and it just comes right out.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, so
That's on me. That's on me. Go ahead. I brought it back.
I promise the next pod I will be on the rails. I'll be good. All right.
Just continuing
so,
the energy.
100%. That's what this episode is going to be called, by the way.
Continuing the energy. Yeah, we'll see.
That's a good one. So my biggest gripe to this game, for real, was if I really got to fight these people more than 2, 3, 2, 4, 5 times, bro, I'm going to fight the creators of this game because I am so tired, bro. I had to fight Scream 5 times. I counted.
Yeah.
5 times.
Yeah,
I
it's
beat
nuts.
her. I beat the brakes off that chick. Oh, that sounds terrible. I beat the brakes off her the first 3 times. It was easy. Just hands. She thought she was doing it. No, hands, right? Bro, that 4th time, I was like, bro, especially like when did you play the game yet?
Who?
Matt.
No,
This is
I
it
don't.
for me.
I don't have. I watched it. I don't have a PS5, so.
Oh, okay.
But you watched all the way
cool.
through,
Yeah.
though, right?
Mhm.
I think you said that
Okay,
last time.
Yeah, I watched the whole game.
So, I'm gonna be real with you. When Shawty kept jumping on top of the roof, bro, that had me livid. Cause I would just be like, chick. Cause every time I get a smooth little good combo, she'll just jump straight to the house. And I'm like, Shawty, okay. So then I'm gonna be real with you. About the 2nd time I died, on the 4th time I had to fight this chick, I realized, I said, you know what? I'm sick of this. Every time she jumped up, me too. Zip lining her, shocked her little stupid self, beat the brakes off her again. Now, once I got over that, I was fine. But then I had to fight Venom 4 times.
Yeah.
Is it 4 or 5?
Yeah,
It's
I think 5.
Yeah.
Bro,
it's
bro,
5. It's 5 because it's 4 at the
5,
end,
yeah.
but 1 right before
Yeah.
Scream.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But one right before Scream. First off, the one right before Scream was way too hard. No.
Is it Scream?
I'm gonna tell you
Scream.
who was way too hard. Huh?
What?
Is it Scream? Did I just say that completely wrong?
Scream?
Is it Scream?
think
Yeah,
it's
I
Scream.
thought it was Scream.
All right, we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry, I just.
But I'll be honest,
Getting
who was
late.
honestly way harder than Venom was Craven. What? I ain't never seen Craven that lit ever in my life, bro. Ever in my
But
life.
I feel like they set him
I ain't
up
never
that
seen
way.
Craven
though.
actually defeated Spider-Man in the comics.
Yeah,
literally
they set him
killed
up that way, so he would be
Oh.
because I feel like in the game, even though we have all these different villains that you have to fight and you have to fight them over and over, the game itself, the story was setting up how powerful like he is, and that's why it's so hard to beat him.
I didn't know he was that powerful. Let me see.
He's a natural born hunter.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Like he's an
I mean,
apex predator.
I
Have
get
you
it.
have you seen him? He's built like a freaking tank.
Yeah, this
They made
Dog,
that dude.
no,
they
he
made
looked like
him.
an elephant.
He made him yoked. He is yoked out of his
Yeah.
mind. Yoked.
I don't even know how he picks things up. How do you bend your
I
arms
love
with
I
those
love the
muscles?
scene where he puts his knife into the the screen and he rides it down. How the hell did he not pull the whole screen with him when he was coming down?
Yo.
Like that made no sense to me. Like he's just like, yeah, all right, I'm just gonna go down here like I'm light as a feather, and you're like, dude, you land on the ground and you sound like you're a Mack truck hitting the ground.
Dog.
Yeah, and you're like, that makes no sense to me.
Craven has to be all of about 6'8", 350 pounds almost.
Yeah,
Shaq in his prime.
yeah, Shaq is probably
Just
He's Shaq in his prime.
Shaq, you're right. Shaq.
Diesel.
Craven is Shaq, bro. He's just Diesel.
The best
bro.
was-
I'm not even hating on
the
Craven.
best was
I don't even want to sound like
no,
I'm hating.
Craven was great.
I like
no,
Craven,
I love Craven
Oh, no.
in it. I
Honestly,
just don't know how he turned his head. Like he turned his head in like the cutscenes, and you just see him go, oh, and you're like, how? You have so many muscles in your neck.
You got no neck. You got no
You're
neck.
like this.
How are you
and
turning your
and
head?
And all of a sudden you're like, and you're back like this when you look towards the camera again, and you're like, how?
Dog, just the way that Joker was just swinging from building to building. I'm like, how are you this agile and that big? This is not like I know people got superpowers and junk, but like this, I wish Batman was this physically
Dude,
impressive.
Batman's grappling line wouldn't be able to hold that dude. Like, I don't know how his lines were holding him. He just held on for dear life at this point.
I'll be real with you. Even with prep time, I think Batman I think he's getting the brakes beat off him by
That's where I'd pump
Even
your brakes.
Interesting.
Pump your fucking
Interesting.
brakes, boy.
Whoa!
Pump your
Whoa.
fucking brakes, bro. You talk on my mans? You talking on my mans right now?
Hey, Playboy. Hey, Playboy.
You talking on my
You
mans
know
right
I
now?
beat the loudest drum. I have a back. I probably will buy a back signal when I get rich, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
What
are you talking about? How do you think with prep time in a city where Batman thrives in the city, you don't think he has the technology that's tops Kraven?
Here's what I'll say. I'm just going off of what I've seen in the game and what I know about Batman and just what I think Kraven might do. To me, since I looked him up a little bit, he's a natural born hunter, right? Which means he adapts to his environment, am I right? Remember how he came out and pulled out some electric toys too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think a natural born predator / hunter, apex type of guy. My mans, we just talked about how he got muscles on muscles on muscles on muscles and athleticism like it's nobody's business. I'm going to be honest. Because Batman is going to feel himself and try to really get into a fisticuffs with him. Batman's going to hit that boy in his chest. Just like this. Kraven's going to look. He's going to laugh. Kraven is just going to hung that boy one good time. Batman is going to reconsider his life.
All right. If I go off of...
And I understand that he fought Bane.
I think that Batman already has fought people who are bigger than him. Bane, Clayface. I think Batman adapts to his villains better than any other superhero on the map right now.
Okay.
And I think Batman wouldn't be just going hand-to-hand combat with him because he knows that wouldn't work. It didn't work with Bane. It doesn't work with Clayface. It doesn't work with half of his rogues gallery. He knows how to put down bigger men than he is. The guy knows how to take down Superman. Kraven ain't no Superman, boy.
I'm just saying. A predator that's just as smart as him, I'm giving pause. I think Kraven could take my boy.
I think it would be a very close fight for sure.
All I'm saying is, I am a Bruce fanboy.
I know.
Okay? My child will probably be named Bruce.
You can't take that. I'm taking that. Get out of here, right?
This is legally binding now.
You can't do that, all right? We have Chris, Kyle, and Matt. We need another generic name. I'm taking Bruce. You can take Dick.
Looks like
you
race
can take
is
Dick
on
Grayson.
now. Race is on now.
Well, I would lose
because Bruce first.
Yeah, I think I would lose. Kyle definitely has kids running around right now in Atlanta.
That little joke would be perfect. But no, that was just a personal feeling after playing the game. I was just like,
look,
Kraven. Really?
I think the game did also did a very good job of hyping up Kraven for the character that he actually is. I don't think if people have never really heard of him, have never read him in the comics, never like Schnabs, you brought up him actually killing
Kraven's Last Hunt.
Kraven's Last Hunt is an amazing story arc. A top tier Spider-Man story arc. And if you didn't read that, you really just wouldn't know. And you really see how deadly this dude is. And I think him going around and killing the villains in Spider-Man's villains gallery, his rogue gallery, is probably one of the best parts of this game. Yeah. Because we don't have other villains in games running around and killing other villains. They either team up.
Just in general.
Yeah, in general. You see them team up. You see them, maybe incapacitate them in a way. But he was straight up murking guys left and right.
Murdering.
Yeah, murdering them. He
was awesome.
Undeading them, as we say on TikTok. That's all I've been hearing on TikTok. Is undeading, and it's annoying as shit. So...
Undeading means killing?
Yeah, or something like it's like undeading or
it's called undeading.
Unaliving. That's it.
No, unaliving. It's
Unaliving
unaliving.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Undeading, that doesn't make sense.
I
That
don't
means
know.
you're not
I just
killing them.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
stupid. It's
unaliving.
unaliving, and it's
Yeah.
stupid. All
Doesn't even
this.
flow.
Yeah, but it just shows it puts it puts some respect on our boy Craven's name, and that's what I love
Yeah.
about it. And
That's what they had to do because the movie comes out.
and I don't. Yeah, they have to do it right before that movie comes out because they're like,
Gotta do it before the movie comes out.
He's
no one's gonna go see it.
He's gonna hit rock bottom after we see this guy. So, but I do agree with you. It would be one of the most epic battles of Craven, and maybe Schnapps. Why don't we put up a poll? Let's get a poll. Let's see what our fans think. Who would win in a head-to-head battle with prep time between Craven and our boy Batman? And let's see who comes.
So let's do it. I have two questions.
Yeah.
2 questions. One, this one I think will be quicker. Without prep time, is it even a close match? I don't think it is. Without, like, Batman he gets completely blindsided, doesn't know who this guy is. He comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, Craven
Market
is
boy.
because, like we've
Craven
talked
is
about,
hunting.
he's the apex predator. Like he just knows this.
Yeah.
He's hunting.
Yeah.
That's his
Okay.
his thing.
That's nice and quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does Batman line up against Venom?
I think Venom's biggest weakness is sound, right? I feel like Batman would figure that out pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he's going to
but
just
even though you figure
Venom.
it out, and we had the tools and stuff like that, and obviously we defeat him at some point, but it's still like we had the technology. You not only have the different things around that you could pull, make the alarms go off and stuff, but you have the actual bombs that have the noise.
I would
explodes, and he still can come at you.
I feel like Batman would see him as kind of a Clayface type fighter, where he knows he's like, okay, let's try step 1. I'm going to throw one of my freezing grenades at him and freeze him. And then I'll hit him with the sound and then collect all those frozen parts and put them in a bag and take them somewhere. I think Craven, comparatively to Venom, has a better time beating Batman than Venom does. I just do.
Even though Venom absolutely destroyed Craven.
Yeah, and that
actually destroyed.
And that,
him.
yeah,
actually physically
bit off his head. He bit off his
his head off.
Yes,
Yeah.
he sure did.
And
He sure
that's
did.
one of my gripes.
Sure did.
That's one of my gripes with the game. It's I can't see that happening. Like, I understand that's where it was going. But Craven just beat everybody. He's like we're saying, he's an apex predator. He learns from everybody. He learns from things. Him going up against the symbiote and actually getting completely just ragdolled. He was just ragdolled. I don't see how that translates.
Well, because if you remember, like, he got ragdolled and he kicked the shit out of him, but he also was looking for his match because he wanted to die.
Yes.
Remember, he wanted to die.
Yeah. In
So,
true
like,
Craven form.
Once he knew.
That's true Craven.
Once he knew this was his match and he was not going to win, I think it's like, this is it. Like, I found my match. This is the one that can kill me. And then he just let it happen. I don't think, like, yeah, he put up a fight and everything because that's what he's supposed to do, right? He's supposed to see, like, only the worthy can kill him. And then he was like, this is the worthy. There's no way I beat him. So that's why I think you could see him killing him because he's like, this is it. Like, I finally have found my piece. And then, yeah. But in the comics, there's only one person that could beat Craven. And that's Craven.
Yeah.
You haven't read the book, you could go look at that. Craven's the only one that can beat Craven.
And that's how he'll be in the Sony movie. So spoilers, everybody.
Yeah, he'll beat himself. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do in that. Just show him hunting other people, and the Sonyverse.
I'm there for it,
dude.
You're there for it now. Wait until you watch it.
I remember seeing the trailer of it, and I do like the actor who's playing him. Like, I like him.
Yeah, the actor's good.
Yeah, I like him as an actor. And he he looks like a young Craven. Like the way that they have him, he looks like
Yeah.
a young Craven, which is nice. But the story itself is just so bizarre.
It's just so dumb that they're doing Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man, and like he's never going to come in. They do these movies because they need to have the Spider-Man film every year, and it's like I feel like they're doing the villain movies with the hope that they're just going to be brought into the MCU, just
And
like
did you hear the
some of them
rumors?
were in No Way Home.
Did you hear the rumors?
Is it that they're going to be brought into the MCU?
Spider-Man 4. Apparently,
No.
they all come together.
Like they were supposed to do. And remember No Way Home when we found out all the villains that were going to be in it? Like, dude, this is a big Sinister Six. Like, it's going to be crazy. And then they just didn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
like they came together a little bit, but they didn't do the Sinister Six like at all. Like we were so. Then they're supposed to do a Sinister Six movie. Is that ever happening? Who knows?
I don't know. I just
Whatever,
know that
Game
that's
is
what
great.
they've been talking about. Is that because of the Madam Web movie, that's what's going to get them into the MCU.
Whatever. They rumor that all the time though. Every time one of their movies comes out, or is rumored to. Same thing happened with Venom, and Venom kind of did make it right, but didn't.
For
That
like
was another
2
one.
seconds.
Just such
2
a
seconds.
tease.
He was there for
Such a
2
tease.
seconds. 2 seconds.
Yeah, but they just did that because they're like, we teased it. Like we have to put him in there somewhere. And then they probably the same thing with I don't know, whatever. The Sony movies all suck. So I don't understand how they can make such good Spider-Man content in the games. Like even the villains and the side characters have such good content, and then they make these movies, and it's like just hire the same writers or something. Like
Well, to me, it's like, look, I'm a huge fan of the Tobey Maguire, or no, not Tobey Maguire,
Sam Raimi,
Sam Raimi,
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, all of those. I'm a huge fan of those Spider-Mans. I thought Amazing Spider-Man was great. I loved it. It was very entertaining to me. And then we have all these other Spider-Man, and then of course MCU takes over Spider-Man, does Tom Holland, and we love that. And then they start to do these villains, but I think, and I heard it somewhere, it's like these villains, like we did Morbius and Venom, and their stories are way too rushed. Where like they have Tom Holland's and they're writing it with the MCU. Like Sony's putting those out there, they're doing it, and it takes time for those stories. Those movies are like 2 hours and 15 minutes to 20 minutes long, and then you have Venom and like Morbius and these other movies that are like an hour and 15, and we have a rushed story, like too rushed. It's like,
Yeah.
why aren't you using the same algorithm that you're using for the Tom Holland movies and putting them with these villain movies? Because in my mind,
Well,
when you think of villains, they're more complex than our heroes. So you need more time to tell
Yeah.
their stories.
One of the biggest problems with the Sony doing the villain movies and the MCU, and like I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man and Peter Parker, but the direction, like they're doing a different direction now, but the direction they've had him in was not my favorite. Like I enjoy the movies and stuff, but like the Iron Man Jr. thing,
Yeah,
like
it was
it's
stupid.
very untrue to the comics.
Yeah,
But I also think like this, like I think like if you want them to be so true to the comics, that's one thing, but they're trying to create their own story, right? So like they're taking a character and we love that character, but they're trying to create their own thing. So like they have to have some different directions. So whatever. I wasn't my favorite, but that's what it is. But then the villains, they're trying to put in like the original story type of universe. Like they're trying to make it very much to the comics, and they're not putting that. So like the MCU's going, you know what I'm saying? Like the MCU's going one way,
yeah,
and the Sonyverse is going the other way, but they want them to come together, and it's like, but you're taking them in two different directions. Like you're making the villains like it's the Peter Parker, Sam Raimi, and like the original story, and you're taking the MCU to be like Iron Man Jr. Now that they obviously reset and everything, which is like smart move. Reset everything, give him a classic suit, get rid of all this technology, make it himself. Like that was the part that I think that's the reason I like the Iron Man Jr. thing, is like nothing was made by him.
yeah.
And it was just
It
really
wasn't,
frustrating
yeah.
because like all of
Unlike
his gear is
his
basically made by
original
him.
suit, and we only got to see that for a little bit in the first movie,
Yeah,
and like that's
yeah,
it.
like
But
it's
my other gripe with the villains, the Sony ones, and you're right, like the stories themselves are really close tied, but what they're doing is they're putting them into this anti-hero like vision.
well, you have to, right?
But if we're gonna stick with the source material, make them actual villains. Like it's not going to be a bad movie if you're cheering for a villain. They don't need to have these heroic parts to them. They just need to be villains. Let them be.
I'll do you. I'll do you. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. You don't make them anti-heroes, and you don't make them pure evil villains. What you do, and this is the best villains. These are the best. Kyle, you can correct me if you want. You just had the villains episode, Southern Hospitality. Go check that out. It's on the Schnabel Studios YouTube page.
Nice plug.
But I think the best villains are the ones that are like, this is correct. I'm the hero here.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why
Thanos.
was
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
why
Because
Thanos. I was
wasn't-
just thinking that.
That's because it wasn't like I'm pure villain. I'm here to do evil. He was doing good in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was for the better of the world. Like that's why he's such a good villain. But the rest of them are just like for pure evil. Like
I
think
argue
if they made those movies like they were doing good,
Mm-hmm.
but they were doing bad, like it would be much instead of an anti-hero, like make them a villain that thinks they're the hero.
I argue that's why Loki is so popular.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
because throughout the whole
his
thing,
storyline is great too.
yeah, it's great. But before the Loki show, he was a guy who always thought he was doing the right thing. I mean, in the first Avengers, he talks about how humans need to worship him to live a better life. Like,
Yeah.
that's what he was doing, that he thought he could rule Asgard for Asgardians and everyone they watch over to have better lives. And, like, that's what makes him such a great character. Same with Thanos. And same with a lot of the better villains in the MCU. That's how they are.
The best villains all do that.
Yeah.
The best villains all do. They're either Joker level crazy and nuts, or they think they're doing for the better of the world and will stop at nothing to do it, and that's just not what a hero does. And even like Doc Ock in the first Spider-Man game and stuff like that. Like he was trying to do better, and then the chip takes over his mind and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those are the best ones. That's what they should do with those instead of the anti-hero stuff. Get rid of the anti-hero stuff. Just make them
leave that for
villains that
Deadpool.
think they're
Leave it for
doing
Deadpool.
for the better.
Leave that for Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool's a great anti-hero, and we get to see him soon. It comes out next year, so excited for that.
Yeah.
One idea. So there's not one idea. So Sony has said that Miles is now going to be the main Spider-Man. Now, a lot of people are excited for that. Me personally, I love, especially that Peter Parker, like Yuri. I can't remember what his last name is. The voice actor for it. He's great. I think he does like an amazing job.
He looks like
as Peter
Miles
Parker
too.
and as Spider-Man.
He looks.
No, not Miles. Peter.
Oh, the guy
Peter.
who does Peter. Okay.
Yeah, does Peter Parker. Yeah, I love the guy that does Peter Parker. I love the Peter Parker from the video games. I love the Spider-Man from the video games. I get being the main Spider-Man doesn't mean the only Spider-Man. It just means the one that'll be going forward in the main stories. I think if they really wanted to make money off this, which Sony is great at, they should just make, from now on, just make Spider-Man Miles, Spider-Man Peter. It's the same game. Use which one you want. You can buy the bundle pack where you could be both of them. That's the best. I was a little upset when they said that Miles is now going to be the Spider-Man for the games, just because I like Miles, but like the best part of Spider-Man 2 in my eyes was Peter. Like Miles' story was good. For a lot of that game, Miles didn't have to be in it. If Miles wasn't in Spider-Man 2, the story doesn't change all that. Yeah. The only time the story changes is when he helps Peter out of the suit. That scene is like
that's
top
great.
tier.
That's
top
a great
tier.
scene.
Top tier.
They could only put that to
but
live
for most
action.
of the game, he doesn't. They could have removed him from the game and fixed things up, and it really wouldn't have changed anything in my mind with Miles. But like the Spider-Man 1 to the Miles Morales. I know Miles Morales' game is almost like a DLC. Like it's not. It's only like an 8-hour game.
Mhm.
But like compare the two games. Like the, the one game is like the original Spider-Man is still my favorite. I like it more than two. I think the story's so good, so much fun being in there. The features in it are great. I don't know. To me personally, I like that Spider-Man. I don't like. I think we lost him too fast.
I have a question for you. Now that I agree with you. I think Peter Parker Spider Man should always be the main Spider Man. And if you want to play as
Mm-hmm.
Miles, that could be an option. Like, and if you want to play the whole game without Miles, yeah, do that. That's fine. Or you want to play the whole game with Miles, do that. Like, there should be two options, and they shouldn't be just moving to the next one. And in my mind, it's hard to say, okay, Miles is going to be the Spider-Man moving forward in the game when we had that post-credit scene in Spider-Man
Yeah.
where you have Spider-Woman kind of show up before she's Spider-Woman, obviously, and you don't even see her face really.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get that you want to add more of the Spider-Verse, the different types of Spider-Man and Spider-Woman into the game, but that doesn't take you very far if you don't have Peter Parker Spider-Man. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they're all
I mean,
interconnected.
technically, he's still there, right?
Yeah,
He's still there no matter what. But
but him not being the main character of the game, it and then putting Miles in that place, I don't see that really working. The story going in the right direction they think it's going to go. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Like,
Kyle, what do you think? Because I know Kyle, you're a bigger fan of using Miles than Peter. You were saying. So what do you think about this?
Um, personally, I mean, I think it's cool that Miles will be like the main Spider-Man. But personally, me, I like having the separate stories just because I like having the characters be them their unique selves. There's nothing wrong with them interacting. I like seeing them interact in universe. I did love
Yeah,
seeing,
that was
you're
so
doing a
cool.
thing like that was so cool, but I would have loved to have a Miles driven story just because I like Miles and I just like his powers personally.
Did you like
Um,
Spider-Man Miles Morales? Did you play the whole game? Did you like that one?
yeah, I beat the whole game. Yeah, I played the whole game. I liked
Did
it.
you like that? Where
I'm
would it rank between the three, though?
Oh, no, I like the first one better.
Yeah,
I just
I think
the
it
first
goes
one was
one,
just so
two,
great.
Miles. It was. It was
Like, yeah,
top tier
it
Kyle,
was
stuff.
great. Like, and it's nothing.
do you
What's
think
up?
the Miles Morales game was cut too short? Like, should it have been a
Yeah.
longer and more in depth story?
Rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
rushed.
rushed. It was 100% rushed. Yeah, and I feel
It
like the
was.
whole Enter the Spider Verse and Across the Spider Verse gave Miles enough um popularity now to where they'll probably actually. I think that's why they're doing it
Yeah, that's
to give them
100%.
I think that's why they're doing it because they're trying to build Miles up because I think it's a lot of people who feels the same way Schnabel feels.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, Peter Parker's my Spider-Man. And but personally, me, I like having all those Spider-Mans where you can be like, yo, so-and-so's my Spider-Man. I like so-and-so being you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Spider-Punk. Personally, it would be Spider-Punk for me. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
you?
Like,
I got a question for you.
what's
Would
up?
you have rather them put the Spider Punk from Across the Spider Verse suit in the game? Because the one they have is like
Yes.
more
Eh.
detailed and realistic. They should have put the Across the Spider
Yes.
Verse Spider Punk in.
Yes. Just like how they did that, the Noid, the Noir.
Noir.
Is it
Noir,
Noir?
sure.
Noir.
Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Noir.
And
Yeah,
the
I
two
love
Miles
that.
suits, and there's one more from
Mm-hmm.
Across the Spider Verse. Oh, the Stan Lee one, the
Miguel's.
one he gives Miles. No, the one he
Yeah.
buys. They have with the
Oh yeah.
cape.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
other one. I think that's it. But yeah, that Spider Punk should have been the Across. I don't really like that one as a realistic design. The Spider Punk from the game.
Yeah.
So
I don't
I
like it
didn't
either.
like it as a realistic
I have
design.
a question for Kyle. Since you're
Hmm.
the Miles Morales fan here, what does Miles Morales' character have to do to really be what does the character have to do better since the previous two games, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, was that character have to do better to be really a standout main character as Spider-Man to really make it worth to play as him instead of Peter Parker?
Well, to me, you have to we have to get a bond with um Miles. You know what I'm saying? Like he just came out for real, for real.
You don't think
So
we have
like we just
that
got to give it
bond
some
with
time.
him since the Spider-Verse movies have come out? You don't think?
Yeah, but let's just be honest, bro. That's one bond moment that we
Mhm.
got. You got to realize like who we got with Peter, bro. Think about like Peter Parker has been the only
Mhm.
Spider-Man for the longest. We've just got different iterations of Peter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a Spider Pig. Yeah, we got a Spider Gwen and all of that here and there. But like, it's not like we got a whole nother actual canon Spider Man that's not from a whole nother
Mhm.
universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is same universe. It's Spider Man, and they actually kick it with each other. So, like, personally, I just think we just have to see more of his story fleshed out, and then also we need to see adult
Yeah.
Miles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just got to see his story fleshed out a little more with, you know what I'm saying, like an actual move, and then we also need to see him in
Yeah,
actual
so that's what I was going to ask.
movies.
Like, would you rather, before the next game comes out, would you rather to see some more Miles Morales, like live action, a TV
Oh,
show or a movie
100%.
to really get
Yeah.
us into, who Miles is, more detailed than the Across the Spider
Hmm.
Verse, like a very deep movie that we get with Spider Man. So the Spider Mans have come out.
Yeah.
Peter, it's a deep movie about Peter's life. Do we need a Miles movie like that?
I personally, yeah, because I would
See,
like to see that. What's up?
I just want to say this is I get what you're saying with the bonding. I could tell you right now why, because there's one big thing between Miles and Peter that makes them
All right.
so much different,
Right.
so much
Okay.
different. And I think this is why a lot of people like myself like Peter more than it's not just Miles, it's any Spider-Man, right? Like any of them. But
Yeah,
between just the
yeah, yeah.
two, Spider-Man almost always, with the very, 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 very rare occasions, always ends on a downer. He's always down. There's always something going wrong. His powers are a nuisance. His life is a mess. Miles doesn't have that as much. Like, yes, he's been through tragedies, like his dad passing away
Yeah.
in the game, and he's been through tragedies. But like, if you think about it, like his life is
Mm.
very like even in high school,
It's
Peter
very
Parker
good.
was not great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His high school experience wasn't
Yeah,
good.
he
He was
got picked
bullied
on.
and everything.
Yeah.
And then in college, like he graduates, but it wasn't great because he was Spider Man. He was learning how to be Spider Man, stuff like that. And then he goes into the real world, can't keep a job, can't keep an apartment, like has no money, but he's doing it because it's for the greater good. But on the flip side, like Miles is in high
Miles
school.
gets
He's at
everything.
the best school you could be at. He's one of the top
True.
students that you could be at, and they try to make it like, oh no, I missed the guy I have to talk to about a college application, like
Mm.
that, like
Yeah.
isn't the
I felt
same
that insulted.
as
Can I be real with you? I felt a little insulted by that personally
that he
because
missed
I
the
was like,
college application thing.
yeah, because I was like, Miles.
Well, you know what's insulting is Haley when he says, "Haley, were you able to fill it out for me?" He's like, "I'll do you one better. I just sent it to you on your phone." It's like that's not one better. That's literally
Just
the
doing
one
it
is you
for him.
filling it out and turning it in. The other one is you just sending it to me. Now I have to do it while I'm saving this teacher.
I
Right.
think I think you bring up a good point, Chris. Is one of the and I've never thought about it until this time. It's like when Peter got his powers, it wasn't a happy feeling. It was a very
No.
scared,
No,
a very I don't know what to do with myself. I wasn't comfortable with my body and my personality and everything before I got these powers. Now I'm more uncomfortable with my own self. When Miles got his powers, it was more of like, oh my god, this is awesome. Let me see what I can do. Let me explore. Let me try everything. Like there was no fear. Peter had that fear in him, like
yeah,
he didn't know what to do. and it
And it never goes away.
It never goes away. He's always fearful of his own powers, and that's very true in the sense of Miles. Of like, I'm just a happy-go-lucky high school kid who got powers and now is the new Spider-Man, and I'm trying to do my best. And I'm not shit talking Miles because I do love the character. I think he's a great character.
No, I get it.
But Chris brought up a really good point.
No,
there is no
There's no
struggle. And Spider-Man,
His
there is
struggle is Miles' struggle is I just want to be a better Spider-Man to protect my city, to protect my borough. Peter's is like, I want to protect New York City. Also, where am I sleeping tonight?
Yeah.
Like,
what am I eating tonight? Yeah, when am I eating?
What am I eating tonight?
Yeah, am I not getting?
Is Mary Jane gonna get back with
Yeah,
me?
am I gonna get verbally abused to the point of horrible thoughts in my head by J. Jonah Jameson? Like,
yeah, like so far, like even like when you first meet Spider-Man in the first game, he's going through a rough patch with MJ. And Miles, this is like the most like brought out story of it. He meets Haley, and then in the entire game there's never anything. It's just like, oh, she's super understanding and she's super cool with it. Like there's never any rough patch at all in it. Like it just everything's good. You know what I mean? So
but that's why I said we should get more story from Miles.
But I think
that's why I said
what I'm trying to say is even if you had more story, I don't think it would. I just think the story might point.
You don't think so?
No, I don't, because we talked about this. I think we talked about this. Maybe we talked about it off podcast. I'll just bring it up again. When you create a character off of a character, so Miles is off of, like, Peter's the original. He's always going to be the dumbed down version. Like, if you're going to make another Spider-Man, you can't just make him exactly the same. There has to be something better about him, and that's what Miles can turn invisible. He has Venom. He has Venom strikes. Like, he has all this stuff. Like that he's a lot stronger than Peter because he has all those different things. And each time you make a new iteration, there has to be something unique and stronger about them. And so compare, he's already 1,000 times, not 1,000. He's already a lot stronger than Peter. And then also on top of that, he just doesn't go through the struggles, and his story never really is going to have those struggles. Like, he's not remember in the comics, let's go back to the comics with Spider-Man, although I guess it's not a fair comparison because we're doing a video game, but let's go back to the comics. Dude, not only did he lose his uncle, but Aunt May was on her deathbed from like 1964 to like 2008. Like, she was on her deathbed.
She was always ready to die.
Long time.
Always ready to die.
At one point she did, and then they just brought her back. Yeah. Like, actually, she's alive.
Yeah.
Like, she was always on her deathbed. So, like, that's what I mean. There's never really as much of a struggle. His struggles are more based on, I want to keep my city safe. It's not really struggling with the powers itself. Like, you honestly never really see him struggle with the powers, because you see him get them at the end of 1, and you see it kind of in 2, right? Because you're building it, but you never see the struggles in 2. But I mean, so there's never really his struggle is always the same based on the city. When Peter's is like actually life based. Most.
I think the best struggle explanation is from Spider-Man: No Way Home, and it's when all the Spider-Men are in the lab, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is talking to Ned, and he just goes, "Yeah, I had a best friend, and then he tried to kill me, and I killed his father." And then he tried to kill me, and then he died when we were fighting together. And you're like, that sounds. If I was in Ned's shoes, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, that sounds absolutely nightmarish. That is nightmare fuel. And that describes Peter Parker perfectly. His best friend is dead.
A little off topic, but on topic. Do we think, because I don't think there's any evidence of this, do we think Gwen Stacy was in the Sony Spider-Man video game universe at any point? Do you think they would have made a reference if she was?
Yeah.
Because by the time we meet Peter, it's long past when he would have been with Gwen. She would have died. Yeah, I guess the Green Goblin doesn't even exist. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. So I don't think she exists at all. Or if she does,
she does either. I just thought about that when you're saying.
Yeah, but if she does, she wouldn't be like, she's not in this universe, I guess, like her father probably isn't like the captain of the police or anything. Like they're just living
all that stuff.
They're living normal
And
lives.
we'd probably have to look more into Miles' story because I don't know a deep cut of his comic book story. But yeah, that's what I would say about that. We don't have to go too much deeper. I just think the stories, the struggles in the stories are so much different. That's why a lot of people connect more with Peter than they do with Miles, because Miles, although he has his struggles, he kind of is set up in a much better way. Like he's never had to worry about housing. And when Peter, now in the video game this isn't true because he's already in his 20s and stuff, but in the comics when he's in high school into college, like he has to get the job at the Bugle because Aunt May can't afford her house.
Yep.
Like he's paying for her house, he's paying for her bills, like he's doing adult stuff at like 17, 18 years old, while on top of it trying to fit in, while on top of it becoming Spider-Man, while on top of it losing his Uncle Ben. And this is just high school. Like that's all the stuff.
And having a crush on a girl who treats him like shit.
Yeah. Well, that's most of it.
Yeah.
You know what would be a good trope for him? I was just thinking about it as you was talking. They did this in Boruto, where a kid starts out having everything and loses it all, and then has to gain it back.
They'd have to do something like that if they
would
want
have
us to really connect to the story.
He would have to lose.
They might do that in the
I'm
comics.
saying,
I
like,
truly don't know.
Yeah.
I personally would like to see that. Personally. Like I would love for like I would like for them to explore that whole Prowler, the alternate universe Prowler. Like I would love.
You're talking
for
about
that
now you're talking about in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Now I'm using Miles as a whole thing from the.
I was doing that with Peter. So just I got
you. So, and I know we have to wrap this up because we're already. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. We still got the bracket, so we're good.
Okay. But I personally would love to see that from Miles. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to see that whole Prowler thing be explored more because like think about if that version of the Prowler came to Miles's universe. Right?
Well, I think that's the crash course of what we're getting.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting
Yes. I personally think he should go to his universe and
wreck
and
it.
And
Kyle,
just wreck it.
Kyle, we know he's evil.
Yeah.
Because he had braids.
Oh yeah.
Because he had the braids,
Dude,
which
everyone
means he's
who's
evil.
has braids.
Yeah.
That's
But I'm
They
just
have
saying
braids,
they
dude.
always do.
But I'm just saying, like, think about that, and then Miles comes back to his reality where it's like, you're a villain now, player.
I don't know.
You're getting
in
hunted.
my mind that doesn't hit as hard. I don't think that's going to do it.
Oh.
I don't. In my mind, like
You don't think so?
because we see that with other characters. We see that like all the time. Like they use that in my own opinion. Like they use that too much now, where there's an evil version of the superhero, and they come
The evil clone.
Yep, and they come to this. The main universe, and they fuck everything up, and then this hero has to work his way back to becoming a hero. Like
they used it all the time because it was like a huge 90s comic book thing.
Yeah.
Like a huge 90s comic book thing was the clone.
Yeah.
The clone era.
The clone era. And it just, I don't think, Miles needs to have something of his own. Something that is so brutal to his psyche, to the point where they do like when Peter decides not being Spider-Man anymore. Like it needs to be that type of level where he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. I can't.
Like in Spider-Man 2, they were building a really good story, but they kind of backed off of it when he was with Mr. Negative.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he was like gonna let him die.
Oh,
then he's gonna let everyone on the dock die. Like if it got to that kind of level and he let like civilians suffer because he wanted to go for revenge, it would have changed the whole game. But they decided to cut back on. He's like, no, I'll help the civilian. You know what I mean? Like
the way
when he was having that anger, that really didn't get solved as well.
Yeah,
as
it didn't. Yeah.
But I'm saying,
Passover.
like, if you fleshed out the story, you could explore stuff.
Well, you know, I
all
think, and we were talking about it earlier. I think Miles, at least in the video game version of what I've seen, is I think it would be really cool if he crosses that line. he kills someone. Where
Then it would get real.
then you can say, okay, I kind of side with Miles. It's something that drives him to that point of I need to kill this person. I need to stop
Or
this.
almost. Even if you don't want to make him kill because Spider-Man doesn't kill, like he gets to the point
But
where
I
the
think
person's like
we
on the edge of death.
it's, in my mind, we're talking about Peter Parker and Miles and all the tragedies that Peter has been through. Miles can't just get to that point and then back off. To get real into that tragic storyline for Miles, he may need to kill someone and have to live with that thought. We have to
I think
live with
it has to be more of like he could have done something to save Haley from dying and doesn't get, like the Uncle Ben story. Like he could have stopped.
Yeah, but
him,
that's a Gwen Stacy
Like-
story. He doesn't save him. That's a Uncle Ben. He doesn't save him.
Yeah.
We need something different where Miles. I think it's my opinion that Miles needs to kill someone. Like he needs to cross that line.
He should kill every robber.
Yeah, and like
He should kill every robber when he venom strikes him and electrocutes their chest.
he
He
should
should just
He-
die.
They should. They're getting volts more than a defibrillator, so they should die. So
Right directly to the chest.
like they should die. But I think that's
And they're just still alive. Just get right back up.
that's where you can go into Miles's anti-hero arc, where he decides maybe for a little bit that's how he has to solve things. He kind of goes down that path for a little while, and that story talks about him getting back to the light, getting back, like even that sees him going to jail where he turns himself in. Like that would be a good story for Miles.
You know what? We all know what he needs. He needs the what if Miles Morales was Thor. Just throw that story on there. By Odin's fade.
What if Miles Morales was the Sorcerer Supreme? What if he was that?
Dude, wait. Have you read What If Miles Morales Was Thor?
No, I didn't.
Have you read that one?
No.
Oh, man. Kai, have you not read it either? Are we making a revelation here? First of all, I'll send you guys the link to it.
Please do.
It is the most heinous, racist thing ever created. Like
Really? How is
Thor's
it heinous and racist?
Thor's hammer has graffiti all over it. But he says that. He goes, by Odin's fade. That is a line from Miles in the comic. He says, by Odin's
By
fade.
Odin's fade?
Yeah. By Odin's
Don't tell
fade.
me that his like Thor costume he's wearing Timberlands. Just don't tell me that, and then I'll be good.
I think it's like Jordans or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll send you guys the link so you could look at it. It is awful.
He's wearing a
When
golden
it came out-
backwards Yankees cap.
Listen, when it came out, it was so already known it's going to be controversial that it
I can't
flew
believe-
off the shelves. You couldn't find it. You couldn't find it anywhere.
They thought that was a good idea.
Someone said okay to this. Yeah, it's awful. It's so bad. You just you see Thor's hammer, just graffiti spray paint all over it. You're like, oh no, what are we doing? What do they do to this boy Miles, man? They do. What if he was Thor? Make it just graffiti and by Odin's fade. They give him the worst suit of all time in the video game with his hair popping out. Looks awful, terrible. What are they doing to this?
I saw a
It's
meme
not
for
even his
that.
fault.
I saw a meme for that since it was Adidas that came out with that. I saw it was like this was the scrapped Yeezy Yeezy suit for Miles.
It's bad, man. It's bad. It's so bad.
Oh,
All right, let's switch gears so we can wrap this baby up. Let's go into the bracket. It's the final four. It was. I wish I had this in front of me. We were just going off so much. I actually did, and then I put it down. We had SpongeBob versus the Country Song as the first Sweet Victory versus the Country Song, I should say, and then we had the Ballad of Star Butterfly versus. I was about to say Play It Smooth. That's not it. Girl, You Need a Shot.
Yep.
There were juggernauts that came in. The juggernauts are not going to the finals. The first matchup of SpongeBob versus the Country Song, Sweet Victory, is going to the finals. We'll just leave it at that.
Son of a
Blowout.
bitch.
On the other side, now, so people know, like, I'll cast my vote throughout. You know, I'll do my one vote on the Instagram, cast my vote throughout. I want to have my opinion heard.
See, that's what I did.
Once it gets to like the final four, I don't touch it. I want other people to do this. I want other people to get it, so I don't touch it.
I touched it.
We had the most voters we've had. We've had the most voters we've had for any of the rounds in this round. Not only did Girl You Need a Shot lose,
that is the
it wasn't close.
Dumbest shit.
So, I talked to Kyle about this. I'm going to throw this out there. When I put it on Instagram, you have the first song plays, you have the second song play. So I made a theory. Because only 2 songs went against this theory. 2 times, I should say. It's the same song. Only 2 times went against this theory. Whatever the first song was, always won. Whatever the first song was, always won. I don't know if people just heard it and clicked up or what. The only 2 times it didn't happen was Sweet Victory 2 times. That's the only one that went against this rule. Every other time, the top song won. Now, I don't know if that's because of the theory. I don't know if it's because just the better song was. It could just be the better song was the top song. Theory I'm working out. We'll see how it goes in the finals. I'll let you guys get your thoughts out, especially you, Kyle. Your pick, your winner, has been eliminated in the final 4. I know you're sad. I know you have a speech ready. I don't know if you can get it out because the tears might come flowing, but go ahead. You can tell people how wrong they were.
I'm not even, you know, I don't even want to condemn them because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they do. You know, I got to forgive them, you know? So it's okay. It's okay.
Would you
like I
rather,
said
so
before, I said before, we have, me, you, and Matt have really good, exquisite music taste. And I know.
Say that again.
By the way, I don't think
Say
that's
that
what you
again.
said last
Yeah,
time.
say it again.
I don't think that's what
Say
you
it
said
again
last time.
so the people in the back can hear. Say it again so the people in the back can hear. Thanks, bud.
Hey,
Thanks, bud.
hey now, hey now, my boy Matt, your boy, and my man's Schnobs. I know that we have a much better musical palette than the general public. I'm not upset with you. I understand your ignorance. That's it.
So, Girl You Need a Shot is eliminated. What I was going to say is, out of all the songs that could have been eliminated to, are you, like, happier it was... Like, the song is from whatever, but it's basically a Fall Out Boy song. It's Patrick Stump. It's a rock song. It has a lot of energy. Is it better that it's this? Would you rather have been a different song? Like, if you had to pick, would you rather have been something else that was in the bracket?
No, I mean, if it lost a Sweet Victory, I wouldn't have been mad. But I understand.
So that is going to be moving on. So the finals for the CarTUNES bracket is going to be SpongeBob's Sweet Victory versus Star versus the Force of Evil, the Ballad of Star Butterfly. Not the matchup we were expecting. No one here was expecting it. I definitely was not. When I saw the voting for it, I was like kind of shocked because it wasn't a small gap. It was a pretty large gap that it won by. It was very shocking. But that'll be your finals. You'll be able to vote on our Instagram story. You can go to the Chanel Studios Instagram story. You can go to the Sketching Up Podcast Instagram story. You can go to any of our personal Instagram stories. You can go to the Mad Props Pod Instagram story. They all have it for you to vote. So you can vote on a bunch of different places. You can vote on all of them if you want. You can vote as many times as you want there. If you want to have 1,000 votes for something, you can go to the form, which is in our Instagram bio. It's in our Twitter bio. It's in our Facebook bio. It says Sketching Up Tunes bracket. Click that. You can vote as many times as you want on that. So if you really want something to win, go ahead, go crazy. I'm not gonna deny anybody of that. Go crazy if you want to. and you can go vote for that. So the finals will be SpongeBob versus Star. This isn't like the crazy thing though. Like we've had crazier. Like remember, Gravity Falls beat SpongeBob in the cartoon bracket, and that had a ton of voting on it. So it's not the craziest thing that ever happened.
It did.
So you can check that out.
True.
Anyway, let's get this baby wrapped up. This was but I started this by saying it's gonna be a short episode, and maybe the longest episode we've had in a long time, which is just how it goes. Keeping the energy
A lot
going.
of debauchery.
Thank you guys for watching or listening to Sketching Up. You can find us on YouTube, Schnabel Studios. Go follow, subscribe, like, comment, share, everything. The more you support us, the more we're able to do for you. So go do all that on Schnabel Studios YouTube page. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Sketching Up Podcast on Instagram, Sketching Up on Facebook. We do a lot of stuff on there. You can interact with us on there. You can message us on there. You can find everything on there. So definitely go do that. Check out New Mad Props this Friday. If you look behind me, actually, Rachel on Twitch created this and sent it to me. Let's see if I can take it off the wall so I can get it a little closer here. So Rachel on Twitch sent this to me. This is the stuff she makes. If you would like to go get one for yourself, she makes it on our Etsy page. Yeah, she made me she made a Squirtle, and I got the Squirtle. So you can go get this on her Etsy page. She was episode 52. Episode 53 will be out this Friday, so definitely go check that out. Check out last week's was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Southern Hospitality, the last Southern Hospitality. You can see all this on the Schnabel Studios YouTube page. So definitely go subscribe. I'm also bringing back Comics and Courts, which is something I did a while ago. We're revamping it. We're retooling it. We're going to start putting it out on Sundays. It's just going to be a short series. So definitely check that out as well. Just a new series that we're going to have on the Schnabel Studios page as we're trying to build and grow and do all that fun stuff. So definitely go check that out. I think I got everything covered. I got everything going. Go follow us, Schnabel Studios Sketching Up Podcast. This has been another great episode of Sketching Up. We are glad you were here. We appreciate being here, but we are out of here. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.